Welcome to Chasing Curiosity TV. Subscribe and press the bell icon for more updates. Good evening. Tonight we begin with a startling scene in the Philippines. At Subic Bay, once a major U.S. naval base, hundreds of American military helicopters are being systematically dismantled. This isn't destruction from war, it's a deliberate, highly organized operation. The sight of these powerful machines, now silent and being taken apart, has sparked confusion and speculation. Why is this happening? On August 22, 2025, the sun rose over Subic Bay to reveal this extraordinary activity. Local dock workers used to cargo ships stopped to watch as rows of helicopters, Blackhawks, Chinooks, were stripped down. Technicians removed rotor blades, detached engines, and prepped fuselages for shipment. It's like watching a factory in reverse, raising questions about U.S. military intentions. Usually American hardware signals strength or joint exercises. This is the opposite, a quiet, methodical packing up. The scale is staggering. Hundreds of helicopters, enough for an entire brigade being processed in plain sight. For many Filipinos it feels like a withdrawal, but officials insist it's a transition, not an ending. This is a demonstration of logistical power, the ability to move massive forces anywhere, efficiently. Tonight, we'll uncover what's really happening. Let's get a closer look at the operation on the ground. Picture a vast airfield by the port, helicopters lined up like a silent army. Technicians, American and Filipino, work with precision, removing rotor blades and engines, packing each part for shipment. Every wire is labeled, electronics stored in climate-controlled containers, fuselages secured for transport. To outsiders, it looks like a boneyard. To logisticians, it's a model of efficiency. The operation's visibility and scale are what surprise locals most. Subic Bay is used to military hardware, but never in such numbers and never being dismantled. This challenges the public's idea of military secrecy. Here, it's all happening in the open. The complexity is staggering. Helicopters are intricate systems, and taking them apart requires expertise and specialized tools. That the U.S. can do this abroad in a temporary location shows its logistical reach. The helicopters may be grounded, but they're far from retired. This is not a retreat, it's a demonstration of global mobility. The message U.S. forces can move, reassemble, and operate anywhere. Why dismantle advanced helicopters? The answer is logistics. Shipping fully assembled helicopters across oceans is impractical and costly. Their size and shape make them difficult to transport by air or sea. Flying them across the Pacific isn't safe or efficient. So, for large-scale moves, disassembly is standard. It starts with a strategic decision. Move a unit from Kansas to Asia, for example. Planners map the journey, coordinate with ports, and prepare for transit. Specialized teams set up at the port, bringing cranes and tools. Helicopters are flown in, then systematically broken down into major components. Parts are loaded onto commercial ships, roll-on, roll-off, or container vessels. At the destination, the process reverses: reassembly, safety checks, test flights. This cycle, disassembly, shipment, reassembly, is a core U.S. military skill. It enables rapid global response, moving entire aviation units as needed. Subic Bay is just one link in this global logistical chain. To grasp the complexity at Subic Bay, listen to those who lead these missions. Colonel Jeffrey Datingo calls it a symphony. Success depends on every section working in harmony. Soldiers, civilians, contractors, and Filipino partners all play vital roles. Deep cooperation with the host nation is essential. Local companies operate cranes, provide security, and manage logistics. This collaboration builds trust and strengthens alliances, turning a military move into a shared effort. Setting the theater means preparing a region for future operations. These moves are rehearsals for real crises. Every helicopter dismantled is a test of readiness, refining coordination and identifying bottlenecks. The real strength isn't just in hardware, but in the seamless teamwork on display. It's about people, partnerships, and preparedness. The operation is a quiet but powerful demonstration of global reach. Subic Bay's true story is one of cooperation and capability. To understand Subic Bay, you need to know military logistics. Logistics is the science of moving, supplying, and sustaining forces. It's the backbone behind every operation. Without it, nothing moves. Logistics covers everything from food and fuel to transporting entire armies. Professionals know strategy is nothing without logistics. Think of combat units as the spear tip. Logistics is the shaft. Distribution is key, moving people and equipment worldwide. Subic Bay is a textbook case of large-scale distribution. Another concept: power projection, the ability to deploy and sustain forces far from home. Dismantling helicopters in the Philippines and shipping them elsewhere shows this in action. It signals that U.S. forces are mobile, not static, and can respond to changing threats. Interoperability is crucial. U.S. and Filipino teams working together, using compatible procedures and equipment. Joint exercises build this muscle memory, ensuring smooth cooperation in a crisis. Subic Bay isn't unique. It's part of a global U.S. military network. Similar operations happen worldwide, like in Greece's port of Alexandroupoli. There, thousands of pieces of equipment, including helicopters, move to support NATO allies. These efforts rely on strategic access, permission from partner nations to use ports and airspace. Such access is earned through strong relationships and trust. The Philippines and Greece play vital roles in regional security by enabling these moves. For host nations, it brings economic benefits and deepens security ties. These operations reveal a global strategy. The U.S. constantly adjusts its footprint, moving units where needed. The ability to redeploy through partner ports gives us strategy credibility. It proves American commitments are backed by real, rapid mobility. Subic Bay is one node in this worldwide web of readiness. So why all this effort? The answer: strategic repositioning. The U.S. isn't reducing its helicopter fleet, it's moving it. After major exercises, these helicopters are redeployed, either home for maintenance or to another theater. The era of massive, permanent overseas bases is shifting to a more agile, flexible posture. Forces surge in when needed rather than staying indefinitely. This approach is cost-effective and less politically sensitive. Subic Bay's operation is the backbone of this agile strategy. Units rotate through deployments, keeping forces fresh and ready. What looks dramatic to the public is routine for the military. Publicly moving this combat power sends a clear message: U.S. reach is global, partnerships are strong. Dismantled helicopters aren't a sign of weakness, they're proof of logistical might. Subic Bay highlights two pillars of U.S. global strategy: power projection and partnership. Power projection means the ability to apply force anywhere. This operation is a prime example. It's not just about helicopters, but the entire system that moves them: planners, technicians, ships, and agreements. This capability underpins U.S. security commitments to allies. The ability to move forces across the Pacific makes defense treaties credible. The sight of helicopters being shipped out is a physical sign of U.S. commitment to Indo-Pacific stability. Partnership is equally vital. This move is only possible through close cooperation with the Philippines. Agreements like EDICIA allow U.S. access for joint training and pre-positioning. Smooth execution strengthens the alliance, proving both nations can handle complex tasks together. These pillars reinforce each other. Strong partnerships enable power projection, and vice versa. The U.S. gains flexibility, the Philippines gain security and economic benefits. The dismantled helicopters are a symbol of a mature, functioning alliance. This is not retreat, it's 21st century military cooperation in action. As the last fuselages leave Subic Bay, what remains? In the short term, a boost for the local economy, jobs for dock workers, business for hotels and suppliers. For Subic, with its long U.S. military history, this is a welcome reminder of partnership. There's also a transfer of skills. Filipino workers gain experience in handling advanced military cargo. This builds local capacity, making Subic Bay a more capable hub for future operations. Human interoperability, the ability to work together smoothly, is a lasting benefit. Strategically, the operation sends a clear message across the Indo-Pacific. To allies, it's reassurance of U.S. commitment and capability. To adversaries, it's a quiet but firm deterrent, showing the logistical depth behind U.S. alliances. The spectacle of dismantled helicopters is not a withdrawal but a rotation. It's a demonstration of unique logistical strength and evolving partnership. As the sun sets over Subic Bay, the real lesson is clear. The power to move is as vital as the power to fight. That's the story from Subic Bay tonight.